All right, we're at video number 4. This is the 3 phases of re-engagement and how to get your past clients back on board. Now, there's going to be 3 phases that we go to in your re-engagement. There's going to be the trigger phase, the re-engagement phase, and the win-back phase. I'm going to go over those 3 phases. But first of all, I want you to remember you need to ask for referrals with your current clients that you have right now. You should be asking every time. If not, do some seeding when you're talking with them. You know, one thing I tell my personal trainer when I'm working, you know, I'll say, oh yeah, you know, I meet with this person every Sunday and we have a cup of coffee. Say that all the time. I even tell him the person's name. And you know what? He's never said, hey, why don't you have that? And this gets worse. It's at a Starbucks, which is in the same parking lot of the gym. And never once has the personal trainer said to me, hey, why don't you bring your friend over? I'll give him a free session. Ooh, flex, right? Never once is asked. And a matter of fact, this personal friend of mine has actually been in that gym and went to sign up, but some things happened. I don't know exactly what happened, but he didn't hop on board, but he'd still take a free session because he's there anyhow. I could set that all up. So you need to consistently ask for referrals all the time and seed, you know, ask people about what do they do during the week? You know, who do they hang out with? What are their hobbies? Oh, I'm in a band. Really? How many people are in your band? It's a big band. Well, how big is a big band? It's 23 people. We have trumpets, trombones. It's an orchestra. Really? Why don't you bring the whole orchestra into the gym and we'll get them all fit? I'm telling you, there is just a diamond mine of leads out there through referrals, and you just have to ask for them. Okay, so we're going to get into the 3 phases. And the 3 phases, the first one is the trigger phase. The second one is the re-engagement phase, right? So I write re-engagement like this. Got to not step on any cables here. And then the third one is the win them back phase, okay? And they all go in this order and they're all done differently. Okay, so the trigger phase, and you're just gonna wanna take notes here, but the trigger phase are gonna be people, they're not gonna be new leads. So you're not gonna talk with the people in this phase the same way that you're gonna talk with people at the, that are new leads, right? So the trigger phase is people within 120 days, but not within the past 30 days. Those are all new leads. So the new leads, you're gonna really nurture them, pile on the coal, build a lot of value. If they haven't converted already, just stay in front of them and connect with them. But anyone that's 2 months out to 4 months out, you wanna talk with them, and that's called the trigger phase. And these people you wanna talk to, you gotta think a lot about it like if you're dating. So one of the things we say in marketing is you just don't meet someone when it comes to dating and say, hey, you want to have kids, right? You just don't do that. I kind of feel dumb saying that because all the other marketers are saying it, but it's the analogy I got to use. So the thing is the first thing you do is you say, hey, let's have a cup of coffee. Let's go for dinner and a movie, right? Next thing, meet the parents. After you meet the parents, hey, would you marry me, right? And then let's move in with each other, right? Is that how it goes? And then, you know, let's have kids. So the thing is with the trigger phase is you want to engage with people, and just some of the things you want to do is, and I got notes on this, so I'm going to click through to these, is you're going to talk to them with, hey, how are things going? You know, ask them if everything's okay, you know, can we reconnect? Do you have any questions? You can take them through a survey. I always recommend surveys. Hey, you know what? It's been 30 days. What did you think about the past 30 days? They didn't come on board. And a matter of fact, I'm going to bring in the Net Promoter Score later on as a bonus on how to get referrals through the scale of 1 to 10. But right now in the trigger phase, you kind of just want to get everybody on board and say, hey, what's going on? You got to reinvigorate them, get them excited again, get them to come back in, get on another call. You got to lock them down. Now, especially these people may not have been through a free session with you. They might just be a lead that came in, right? if they were on a free session with you, I have something called cold leads to hot prospects while you sleep. And I think you can go to the ultimatephonefollowup.com, ultimatephonefollowup.com. I have a website over there that has all that stuff. But that's the trigger phase. It's people that are 4 months out. Now, the re-engagement phase is going to be a little bit different. You want to talk to them like a concerned friend, like, hey, I haven't heard from you in a while. How are you doing? Was it something I've done? What is it, that do I smell, some other things you could say is you could say, hey, if you have an email, you could say, is this still your best email address, right? You can text someone. Here's a funny one. You could text someone to their phone number and say, let's say it's 619-555-1212. You could text them, hey, is 619-555-1212 still your mobile number, right? Now, if they changed, I know a lot of people change phone numbers for some reason. I don't know. I've had the same one since the 90s. But anyhow, some people just, if you text them that and it is their number, they may reply snide if they know you. They might, well, you just texted me on it, right? Or they might say, yes, that's still my number. I'm still here. Or they might say, who is this, right? But you're engaged. It's the re-engagement. We need you to engage with people. Just having conversations with them. Treat them like they're an old boyfriend or girlfriend. Like you're just getting back in touch. Hey, I was just a little concerned. We haven't chatted in a while. How have you been? Go back into building rapport and then go through everything else that we just went over in video 2 and 3. Okay? Now, another thing with the re-engagement is that, let me see here. You might want to do a survey saying, hey, are we doing a good job staying in touch with you? In the survey, you might want to ask them questions. And this is one of those questions I love asking. Like when I do a net promoter score, which is on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to get into that later. Don't worry about it. But one of the things that I like to ask, if I'm only allowed to ask one question in a survey, I say, if you could change anything about my business that you could, what would that be? Okay? If you could change anything about my business, what would that be? And they're going to answer different ways. They might say, get rid of the dog. I seen the dog doing the boot, scoot, and boogie on the mattresses that I work out on. So that's why I left, I don't know why, but they're going to answer that one question. If you could change one thing about my business, what would it be? Okay. You could do other things through surveys. I'm sure you have them all written out. I can come up with a dozen different things, but I want to get into the win back phase. Now, the win back phase is when they're like 6 months out, 7 months out, a year out. These are your leads that you haven't even talked to. You want to be more transparent with these. This is really where you're doing list hygiene, where you're like, hey, should I just unsubscribe you? Should I just delete you from my database? Hey, what's going on? Are we still friends? What is this? And it's really called a takeaway, right? So would you do you just never want to hear from me again? Like, I know some people that I haven't talked to in 5-10 years. And if I said, did you just never want to hear from me again? They'd go, who is this? And I'd go, Sean. They'd go, Sean, why would you even ask a question like that? I love you, right? Not everybody. But there are some people, right? So that's going to be the 3 phases of the re-engagement. The trigger, and then there's going to be the re-engagement and the win back. We can go into more in depth on all of those on webinars coming up. Again, my name is Sean Snowday. This is Rescue Your Gym. I'm the author of Fuel Your Fitness Center. You can go ahead and download that book, and you can go to fuelyourfitnesscenter.com. I think you can opt in there. I'll email you the book. It's 93 pages, and it's the 7 campaigns that every business needs to run, but it's the 7 campaigns that every gym needs to run in a specific way. There's all kinds of great handy tools and information in there. It's a wealth of information for you gym owners, even you personal trainers. So I want to thank you for going through this training series. Stay tuned. Again, you can download the book, or you could even click through, and I have a 1-hour training series, and that's on I think Fuel Your Fitness Center. Okay. On there, there's a whole 1-hour video and it's free. And there's a workbook and you can go through that whole training. It goes over everything we just went through here, but it goes really in depth. There's a lot of stuff to learn in there. So go ahead and check that out. My name is Sean Snowday. I'm here to make a powerful difference in your life and your business so you can be with the people you love, sleep at night, and have peace of mind. I'll talk to you soon.